But back on January 24th, President Trump signed the executive order to kick off the resumption of the controversial pipeline, which President Obama had halted before he left office. So is that the end of it? Pipeline begins to be built once again? Finished? Sioux tribes have faced water cannons and pushback as the pipeline has sparked emotional protests by those who say they're concerned about the environmental and, of course, impact on the sacred land. But an unlikely group has rushed to their aid. U.S. military veterans of all stripes have shown up to Standing Rock, North Dakota, to jump into the fight between the tribes and the company spearheading the pipeline, Energy Transfer Partners, ETP. But now the digging has begun again because Donald Trump signed the executive order. Will the veterans stand down? We're joined now in a Fox Business exclusive by the operations chief of VeteransStand.org, Christopher Duesing. He's an Army vet who fought in the Balkans and also worked for the National Guard. And I believe, sir, you were stationed at Guantanamo Bay for a year, too. Is that correct?
That is correct. I was there from December 2002 until October 2003.
All right. What is in it for you guys? There are people who are looking at this saying, why are the vets coming from? How many states are you coming from?
We had veterans come from every state in the Union, including Alaska and Hawaii, when we came in December. And we also had veterans of foreign militaries that have come. People from all over the world have come to see what's been happening at Standing Rock.
And they are in support not of the oil company, as I understand it, but you are standing in support of the Sioux tribe. Are you Sioux? What is behind your support of this?
I can't speak for all of the veterans in the country, obviously, nor can I speak for the many thousands who came with us out here in December. I can speak for me. When I came into the Army, the Balkan Wars were happening, and we went there to stop genocide. And what I've seen of what's been happening here in Standing Rock since April, if you replace the rubber bullets with live ammunition, to me, that looks like genocide. It's a flagrant violation of constitutional rights, especially the First Amendment. And if this was happening to a minority in another country, I bet the United States government would be talking about military intervention to stop it there.
Okay.
So I'm very concerned that it's happening here.
Let's just be clear, there's a big stretch between rubber bullets and actual live munition. But let me get to this part. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers has approved the easement to start building once again. There's irony here. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, and you're a former member of the Army. It's striking people as very, very different, and they're trying to wrap their minds around it, especially considering that all the veterans who have been involved, and you have a Twitter feed, you've got a GoFundMe. For Veterans Stand, you've raised more than $200,000. People on some levels do like this, but you're telling people to come in, wear your former uniforms. Can we put up that human shield picture once again? There are a lot of you wearing your camouflage. You also said, I saw on some websites, bring body armor. But are you encouraging weaponry? I mean, you don't want this thing to turn into something awful like a Waco standoff, do you?
Oh, absolutely not. We are committed to peace and prayer, as is our host, the Sioux tribes that have asked us to come back, and our main partner right now is the Cheyenne River Sioux tribe. Mm-hmm. I know that the construction has started due to the executive order, which basically has made legal an unlawful process. We're circumventing the established legal procedure for how these things are supposed to be. And there are a lot of arguments about how there are other pipelines that are going through here. But until you start looking at the actual effect of what pumping tar sand through a pipeline, tar sand oil is very much the consistency of peanut butter. They have to heat it and put it under immense pressure to get it to move. That way, a leak is far more likely. Not only that, but as Energy Transfer Partners have sworn that they're going deeper under the Missouri River in Lake Oahe, the deeper they go under the river actually threatens the Olagala Aquifer. And the Olagala Aquifer provides groundwater for a third of the nation.
Chris, I have to jump in here and ask you, this is a President Donald Trump, who by all accounts ran very much on a platform of supporting veterans. He consistently said, we've got to do better for our veterans. He appears very much to be a friend of the veterans. If he were in front of you today, you and your group, what would you say to him? Because surely what you're doing is against what he would like to see, because he sees these pipelines as an opportunity to bring back good jobs.
When he swore his oath of office, it was somewhat similar to the oath that we all have sworn, to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States. The Constitution of the United States is being circumvented here. And let me be clear, the aggressors here are the authorities, are the Morton County Sheriff's Department and the private security employed by Energy Transfer Partners. They are the aggressors here. They're trying to get a reaction to get violence to come out of the camps because they know how to respond to violence. They do not know how to respond to a peaceful protest, which is their constitutional rights here.
Just have some of you...
And I would tell the president...
Yes?
Go ahead.
I was going to ask, have some of you voted for President Trump? And then, of course, I'd love to hear what you would say to him.
Absolutely. We are a very diverse group. We've had people from all walks of life that have served in the military and some civilians who have felt the call to come as well. We have Trump voters. We have Hillary voters. We have Bernie supporters. We have people from all over. This is not a political... this is not an issue that goes down party lines. Okay. This affects everyone. This affects land ownership, property rights, environmental policy. And the thing that I would tell the president is to honor his oath, to let the Constitution, to let the laws that have been established to go their course.
Okay. Well, I know on the 22nd of this month you are expecting a much larger crowd, and there will be more veterans descending. We'll keep an eye on it. And thank you. We want all sides of this story, and we do appreciate you coming on.
Thank you so much.
Chris Duesing, veterans.org, Chief of Operations, again, Veterans Stand. And we're watching this. And by the way, Energy Transfer Partners stock has done really, really well, especially since we've had Donald Trump signing the executive order. So both a business story and a political story here.